And don't try to intimidate me and don't try to antagonize me.
So
me and you already had a conversation. You're racist. Get out of my face. I'm in the Delray Beach Police Department. I've already spoke to the chief of police. Get out of my face. You already know you already was disrespectful to me as a black woman. Get out of my face.
I can't hear you at all. Who they said it? Yeah, I just said at McKay, but she's not him either. She's like the chief of police.
I've already spoke to the chief of police.
Well, who do you want to speak
Not
to?
you. Get out of my face. I'm here to file a complaint against you. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
You're not going to chase me out of my own PD lobby.
Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Get out
I'll
of my face.
just wait here till the other sergeant shows
wherever
up.
You want to wait at. I'm standing just like this. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Stop trying to intimidate me and stop trying to antagonize me. Get out of my face.
You're the antagonistic person.
And you're antagonistic too. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. This is the same thing you did to me last time. And I'm going to remain here too. We'll just stand here together.
If that gets much closer to my face,
if you're closer to me, I've been standing here. You're in my face. I've been standing here. You're in my face. I've been standing here. You're in my face. I was standing here before you. You're walking in my face.
Sir.
You're in my face and you know you are. You're in my face. I've been standing here. You're in my face. That's why you're looking at me like that. That's the same thing you did to me the other day, racist cop. And I'm not moving.
Routine. She's just causing a huge disturbance.
I might be causing a disturbance, but I was standing here before you politely sitting there. So you're causing a disturbance. What, because I'm black and I'm a woman, I'm causing disturbance?
Okay. So, Sergeant
I'm not talking to you right now. I'm not bothering you. I'm not bothering you.
Okay.
I would prefer to speak to the chief of police, being that you're in my face antagonizing me. You called the whole back up on me for what? I was sitting over there minding my business.
We can talk in this room right quick, and then we can wait for, I can get another.
Can I ask you who you are before I move forward? Because I don't know you. I was speaking to the chief of police and the city manager. I don't know why. I got people here. I was with the city manager and the chief of police on Monday complaining about Mr. Antagonistic Bear. And I don't need them to send you to me because you're black. It doesn't work like that.
That doesn't matter. I'm Detective Bruno. I was just going to have you.
Why would you give me, why did they send me a detective? Like, why did you come, sir? Did I cause that much disturbance around here? I was sitting there minding my business.
I don't know what was happening with him, but you obviously didn't want to speak with him.
Exactly, and he kept antagonizing me. He followed me all from over there. He followed me over here. Y'all pulled a tape, just like he treated me bad the other day. I'm done talking because you guys are here. You're defending each other with your suits and stuff. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone.
He's a supervisor.
Yeah, the lieutenant, they buddies and friends. They work together, and I'll wait to speak to the chief of police. I don't want to speak to anybody else. Y'all already had y'all huddled to get down here to talk to me, and I'm done with you two and you three. Please. Thank y'all so much for y'all time and hospitalities.
So we all saw and was able to hear the video. Firstly, I want to give a shout out to this woman for recording and for standing 10 toes down in front of all of the cops that were there, that were sent directly in front of her, and especially standing in front of the cop and talking the way that she was talking to the cop that harassed her, and why it is that she is there at that precinct to file a complaint against him. Again, you can clearly see that that cop was trying to intimidate her. There's no reason. He already know what it is. He already know what she is there to do, but he proceeded to be like, oh, well, you're not going to move me away from the area of which da-da-da. No, I'm like, dog, just move around. Just move around. You got other stuff that you need to be doing. There's no reason for you to be within that open seating area, whatever it is, right? There's no reason for you to be there. Go behind the desk. Go in your squad car. Go take a donut and a coffee break. Go to sleep and go make overtime. Go do anything else. Like I said, you really thought that you were going to be able to intimidate this woman after you did whatever it is that you did. Again, I don't know the full story on what specifically he did. I don't have the video, right? But again, he obviously did something. That's why she is there to file a complaint. The other thing I want to point out as well too is the same thing that I stated before, is that even when you have black officers that are there, they are the exact same as the rest that are there. because like she said before, she was like, yeah, we're not doing this. So now because I'm here, they want to sit up there and send black officers. It's like, yeah, we're not doing this. I don't care. Move around, go do whatever it is that you need to sit up there and do. And rightfully so. There's no reason for you to be there. If you really wanted to be there as a black officer, you should have been getting that other guy directly in line, who proceeded to get directly in her face in order to intimidate her at a police precinct, which is supposed to be, in a sense, a sanctuary, which is supposed to be a safe zone, which is supposed to be a place of which that if any person, if any citizen has a problem or an issue, they are safe within those walls and they can happen to speak, or they can happen to have a conversation, or just as this woman is doing here, she can sit up there and make a report. Now, the other thing I will mention too, because I know some people will sit up there and say that, oh, well, you know, this is why black men should have been there. Now, this is a 50-50, and I'll put it to you like this. She handled this 100% well. I'm not saying that she didn't need any assistance, but nor am I sitting up there saying that assistance was needed. Because she was there, that's all that needed to be there, right? We clearly saw what was happening, how many officers. They had several officers that pulled up to the scene just when she is there. Just imagine if she had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 black men there in order to form a barrier basically around her. Think about how many, they would have called out the whole precinct to come directly to the hallway. People would have more than likely got thrown around. So there would have been a lot of things that would have transpired and happened because now there's more energy there. Right now that you got men there, men, right, when they're looking directly at other men, it's the energy is vastly different. There's only so much. Again, if you look at the video, between the only officer there that had an attitude was the first one. All the other officers, it was just like, you know, I really don't want to do this, but I got to do this. And again, they you could see it on their face. They don't even want to be there. They don't even want to deal with this whole situation. They would rather be anywhere else. But again, if there were men there, all of the looks that the rest of those cops were giving would be vastly different. The way that they're standing would be different. You will see them with their hands directly either on a taser or on their service pistol. So the emotions in the room would have been heightened if we did have black men there. And again, like I said before, I am not against, you know, having a line of defense, but sometimes you got to think very strategically, right? At this moment in time, she was directly in the lion's den for all intents and purposes, and she was completely fine, right? Because they're only going to go so far. Versus if there's a multitude of guys there and it's a lot of rah, a lot of dudes sitting up and saying like, we ain't going nowhere, it's going to be a whole different scene, right? So again, I can see it from both sides. And again, I had to just list that just in case anybody pulls up to the scene talking about some, you know, the black men and some black. Again, you got to be strategic when it deals with these things. And for the guys out there that may come through and they talk about like, oh man, it's just coward talk, you know, black men need to roll up. Nah, you need to sit up there and be strategic, because you don't need a multitude of people for every single situation. Because when you have a multitude of people, that's a multitude of personalities that you got to deal with, that you got to battle with, that you got to manage, that you got to calm down. And then not only do you got to monitor that as a man, you got to also monitor what other men are out there doing, basically the opposition. Said that's too much. And then, you know, again, dealing with the situation, now you got to deal with, you know, worrying about the safety of the woman, because now she's caught in between this whole thing. Right. So again, you have to think strategically when it deals with a lot of these situations. If you can go into a situation and you can have people there that are not going to draw a lot of emotions out of the opposition, so be it. If there's a time and a place where, all right, we're going to need those people to be directly there, fine, so be it. But like I said, everything is about strategy. But again, like I said, for any women out there that have ever been gone through this, or, you know, specifically intimidated by police, go through the proper channels, do the things that you need to sit up there and do, and also film it. Make you know, YouTube, TikTok, or whatever videos directly out there, so that not only do you have video evidence, right, on your phone, but you got the backup that is now on social media that they cannot get rid of, right? So it's multitudes, hundreds of copies of that directly out there, but you also have the paperwork, right, as well, right? So you want to make sure that you cover every single base when it deals with situations such as this, because again, like I said before, this is why it is so beautiful to live in this time, to be able to record so that people can see how a lot of these cops are acting. Because a lot of people want to tend to believe that, oh, well, you know, black people just make it worse and this, that. No, actually we don't. That woman came there calm. She didn't come there to sit up there and cause a problem. She came there to file a complaint. And you had the officer that she was going to file directly on. He decided that he wanted to impede on what it is that she was doing. And he has no right to do that. He felt the need to, I'm going to show up to intimidate you, as if that was going to scare her off. You met the right one, because she wasn't running nowhere. She was like, oh, the rest of y'all cops got a problem too? I'll file a complaint. She was about to pull the Denzel. I'll file a complaint on all y'all asses, right? Because that's pretty much where she was, you know, at that moment in time. But like I said, you know, go out there and do it, and follow all of the proper channels and basis, and make sure that you have as much evidence as possible built up, so, you know, if anything else happens further, you can show that people try to use, you know, coercion, intimidation, you know, things of that nature, right, in order to get you to change your mind. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.